Once again, I'm honored to welcome Dr. Matthew Murdock. Dr. Murdock is the director of bands at Sycamore School in Indianapolis. He served 14 years as director of instrumental studies at Trevecca University in Nashville and taught at DeKalb Central Schools and Cathedral High School for 17 years. He earned the Indiana Music Educators Association Multi-Level Music Education of Excellence Award in 2025. Dr. Murdock's research centers on instructional methods and jazz improvisation. He frequently presents at the Indiana Music Educators Association State Convention and is a clinician and adjudicator across the Midwest. A freelance musician and guest artist, he has performed with Nelson Rangel, Martin Short, Ernie Watts, Bob Menser, Diana Reeves, and many others, as well as the Nashville Jazz Orchestra, Duffy Jackson Big Band, and the Jimmy Dorsey Orchestra. As an active arranger for jazz, wind, and brass ensembles, he was a freelance horn arranger at the Sod Lounge Studios in Nashville and arranged for the Lynn Beale Big Band and the Regulars Band. Quite accomplished musician. Thank you. We meet here in Gettysburg National Military Park so that we shall never forget our brave American veterans. We remain steadfast in our dedication to the great unfinished work which those who fought here, as well as in many foreign lands, so nobly advanced. And we honor that they gave the last full measure of devotion so that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom and the government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.
So this is a full circle moment for me. I grew up when my father was a historian of Gettysburg, and he would drag me around to all of the various events that he would present, and I would get the little slides out, help him put the slides in, and follow him around. And he even took me to this battlefield. Last time we were here was about 50 years ago in the mid-70s. So my love of history is his love of history as well. And shortly after that time in the mid-70s, I signed up for band and I chose the trumpet. And he said to me, because he was very active in the American Legion, he said, as soon as you can sound taps, you're going to sound taps. So I've been sounding taps for about 48 years. And I'll share with you my very first experience. So the honor guard picked me up at school. It was an excused absence. They picked me up, they took me down to the post, they gave me a Coke and some chips, and I was enjoying myself being out of school. And I go to the funeral service, and they're pointing at me, and it's, you know, the 3 volleys, and it's time for me to play. Well, I play my very first time, head back to the van where we're all loading our stuff, and there was not a dry eye in the van. And I thought to myself, man, did I play that poorly that they're crying? And then I realized it had nothing to do with me at all. But these honor guard members had just returned from Vietnam. And the commander of, or the leader of the honor guard, his job was preparing the deceased bodies for travel or transport back to the U.S. So at that time, I made that connection of what TAPS truly means. So again, this is a circular moment for me, and Dad, I did it for you. It was during COVID-19, and Hari Villanueva started the Taps Across America movement. So you can see by my uniform here that I've done a lot of it. In fact, that I started 5 years ago a Taps Across North Webster and part of the Chautauqua Wawasee 3 lakes up there. So we started with about 17 trumpet players. We were over 50 trumpet players this year. We had over 30 students and over 14 music educators. What I really like about this, my whole thing, is that we're not just playing music for ourselves. We're not playing music for entertainment, but there's a purpose to it. And it's not only servicing and honor those that have passed before us, but it's a kind of community service as well for our high school and middle school students. And I want to impress upon them the things that took place tonight here, of the people that volunteered their time for the sacredness of what is going on before them. So in 2020, he put out a call that any instrument across the world could sound taps on Memorial Day at 3 p.m. So I did that. I got my instrument together and went out by our flagpole and played. And then the next year is when we started the Taps Across the Water. But I'm a part of the Honor Guard. We do several services during Memorial Day. I still go out and play at 3 o'clock. Chapman Lake in Indiana, just north of Warsaw. I've been there for 5 years now at 3 o'clock. So I'm out on a point. There's all kinds of pontoons and people that surround the water that come up to pay respect at 3 o'clock. My prayer is that I am allowed to play my best for God and for country. And I certainly, here again, I think I accomplished that this evening. But it is to stay in the moment. I share with my students all the time is, don't let your mind wander, but stay focused, stay in the moment, enjoy the moment, and make sure that you know exactly what you're doing during that moment. So I'm thinking about what I can express emotionally through taps, and then also think about the accuracy, hitting all the right notes and everything. Because on the partial system, it's done, as a trumpet player yourself, it's done right here. My first trumpet instructor, Fred Hannes, and he was a military veteran, and he taught me how to play taps. And he shared with me that last note represents the last breath of that person you're playing for. And again, that's become my trademark. His trademark has been passed on to me, and I pass it on to my students, that this is the last breath that this person, the veteran, took on this world.